a lot of these bands, you got a big old intro that's probably gonna be way too long.
Okay, well, let's get right into it. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. That's halfway through the song.
That's like a. I think someone just redid like a.
Yeah, what did you Google? This is why he's not the producer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is why he's not the producer, people.
How am I getting instrumental only tracks? All right, Derek, produce the show.
Wait, Derek, are we live? We are live, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
We like water. I mean, I think you see more alcoholic beverages than water bottles in the entirety of this podcast as a whole. But
correct.
Like,
so
still,
like the rare,
but
some people think that this is alcoholic beverage.
Do you want the mouse and keyboard so you can search shit?
No, I mean I didn't think we're really gonna search a bunch of stuff with most of the stuff we're gonna talk about. So I'd prefer not to do that.
If at a certain point during this podcast, I'm looking at you right now, camera, he has to look something up. Told you so.
Let's flatten this out if you don't mind. Just flatten it kind of like this. That way it doesn't block your face, so the camera can see your beautiful face. You know.
Leave it all in too. This is the cold open, beautiful, dude. We're like fucking SNL but better. Cool. And we'll leave it in. And we know if we take a break that Caitlin will sneak in here and see what. Well, she's not even home right now, but just see what beverages we have.
So we did a sloppy Saturday episode, and we went down to have a dinner break, and she comes up, and I caught her on 4K, dude, up here looking at the drinks and finding her flavor, and just treated herself to a beverage.
Beef. All right,
but let's get into it.
Yeah. Let's get this intro done, dude. You can't. It's not an episode of the Naturals podcast without a curated intro, and it begins right now. Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Pod. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle, seated on the other end of the couch. The captain of the ship, the main man, Sweet Derek, the producer.
What up, Natties? Let's
go. Today we have a very special guest. He is a musician, and like us, he is a fellow metalhead. Welcome to the show, comedian Nico Canales. It's a train wreck. I am so sorry, but we are glad to have you, buddy. I've been looking forward to doing this one.
Hell yeah, what's cracking? Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So right off the top, you told me that you are currently in 2 bands, but the first question I have is, what is... You're going to have to bleep this. Core.
Core. What's technically Grind?
So many bleeps right now.
It's all right.
Do we really got to bleep that out?
Possibly.
Potentially.
The YouTube algo doesn't like the corn word. They replace it with corn now. Call it corn.
All right. Corno Grind.
Just created a new thing.
Yeah, so basically Grind, that's basically what I really like to fuck with, or can I say?
Yeah, you can
absolutely. Yeah, cussing is fine.
We're good. All right, yeah, so I like to fuck with Grind. Basically, I like to tell people it's basically kind of like a polka style music for like you know, punk rock and metal. It's hard to describe, but
what are the vocals like? Because like when you say grind, I think of the crazy movie,
usually intense,
crazy music. Have you ever seen this movie Funny Games?
Yep.
I think so. That's the one where was it the dudes are like holding the family hostage on the lake?
Yep.
But there's the one scene where he's chasing the kid through the house, and he puts on some music, and you're like, "Oh, this is."
But the cool thing about that movie is in the beginning. So the beginning of the movie, the intro, they're playing that intense song. So you think it's like a nice family, and they're playing like this intense, freaking deep ass just metal music while they're driving to their impending doom, but you don't know that until you watch the movie. Sorry, spoiler alert, it's been a long time. So.
Yeah, that movie's fun.
I vaguely remember that movie, dude. I'm gonna have to try and rewatch that movie.
It's a tough watch, though.
But is it like that? Like the vocals, are they like...
It's basically, there's like different styles, but mainly it's kind of like it's usually like a pitch shifter, so it's kind of like a dark, like kind of like a gargly tone to it.
I might need to go. This is going in my phone search now. I don't know how I feel about it, but I do want to hear it.
I suck as a fucking vocalist, dude. So like with I'm able to cheat and use like a pitch shifter and just drop that down, and then it just kind of comes out kind of dope sounding. But a lot of bands like Ball Torture and Libido Airbag. These are actual names.
Oh my goodness!
But these are like the Beatles for me, dude. Like. Dude,
Ball Torture, there it is right there. It popped up. Rompe Prop torso fuck, libido airbag, anal blast. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's like so many styles to it, but yeah, the grind part is basically just like with like grindcore, all these like little subgenres and shit. You know, there's like.
So it says grind is a musical micro-genre offshoot of Goregrind, which is also in your bio, so that's similar, that lyrically deals with sexual and pornographic themes, hence the name. So what do you play?
Well, one band I've got called is Jizz Fist. So basically,
that great name.
So I was doing vocals, guitar, and drum machines, and then I've got another homie who's down to do some live drums for it. So basically, just with my schedule, it just kind of sucks trying to get something simple. And then I've got another band because, well, basically with grind, a lot of people would like talk shit about it. A lot of people, you know, I guess cancel culture, you could say. They like to like talk shit about all these bands and get them canceled off of shows. So I came up with Cochino Grind because basically I wasn't really so much doing the whole star theme to it. I like big girls, so I was like, you know, let me throw some love to the big girls.
Respect
So
right there.
Kyle also loves big women, so he's.
I love all women, but like I have a special appreciation for
likes
big
a dick.
women. I'm a big man, so
You are?
I don't know.
nah, but
dude, I love that.
But yeah, with Jizz Fist, I came up with the Cochino Grind instead of porno grind because like, you know, anytime you try to get on a show or something, people see grind, they're gonna like, oh no, they're gonna.
It is visually harsh if you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a band called Jizz Fist on a flyer, you know, it's kind of hard. But I've got this other project called Cankle Lock, which is basically
I
great.
love
it's
these names.
it's basically an ode to Kurt Angle, but
Okay, yeah.
instead of
Love that.
But you know, like I said, big love again. So Cankle Lock. So
That's great. I love that.
But
dude.
basically, with that, my homie says he's down to do guitars. I got another homie that wants to do drums, so I'd basically just get to do vocals for that. So I get to have fun, just get loose with that. So be pretty
I mean, you
tight.
said the one band you're doing guitar, drum machine, and vocals all at the same time.
Yeah.
That sounds like you getting busy on stage, buddy. Like
well, for those ones,
doing some Mark Rebillet type
I would just
shit.
have like a backtrack for the like drums and stuff like that. So that's why I was trying to get the more like just shows with the live drummer. So, but with that, it's just kind of been hard because I haven't really put in too much time into that. Just mostly just been comedy, and with my shift right now, it's like all I can do is like Tuesday, Wednesdays for comedy, and then I work, you know, nights usually.
Yeah, you're wearing a bunch
So-
of hats, buddy, and I respect it though.
So yeah, I'm missing a lot of shows, missing a lot of open
I
mics.
used to be. I actually used to be in like local metal bands and stuff too. I play guitar, so I was a big like Black Dahlia Murder fan. Easily Dying, like those. I know they're a little more mainstream kind of. Well, Black Dahlia Murder kind of not so much. But if you're metalhead, you should know that name. I'd imagine you've heard of them.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Trevor. But
I knew of them. I never really got too much into them. But some of my old band members, they were really into them. And I really loved watching their DVDs or whatever because
Yep.
they just seemed like really cool dudes. And the main dude, Trevor,
Yep.
he was always showing love to like bands out here. Like shout out to Guttural Secrete from here in Vegas. So he was rocking their T-shirt.
oh, nice. Yeah, they would come to Vegas a lot, dude. And I think they played like a show at like the Dive Bar once too, which is like a smaller venue. For a
Yeah,
band
they were
like
already
that
pretty
to
big
play.
at that
Yeah.
point. It was like a little one-off
Okay,
show.
so really quick, just so I have a reference for this kind of music, I am now going to play for y'all. You're gonna have to tell me if this is a banger of theirs. A song by and Ball Torture called Caholics. Is that a good one?
That's a banger.
Okay, banger. I feel like when this drops, it's gonna be like something insane, dude.
This reminds me of like Horse the band. If you heard of them? Too.
Yeah,
Like the video
Nintendo
games,
Core.
thing,
What do you feel?
Nintendo
How do
Core,
you feel about that? You know, Horse the band.
With a lot of these bands, you got a big old intro that's probably gonna be like way too long.
Okay, well, let's get right into it. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. That's halfway through the song.
That's like a. I think someone just redid like a.
Yeah, what did you Google? This is why he's not the producer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is why he's not the producer, people.
How am I getting instrumental only tracks? All right, Derek, produce the show. Look up some of this music so we can hear it.
Oh shit, dude, that was hilarious, bro.
I don't know what's going on.
I was like, this is kind of like a weird.
Yeah, he's like been somewhere.
I could tell by your reaction that
he's
wasn't
like,
what
what?
we were looking for. Have you heard of them though? Horse the band. They call themselves Nintendo Core because they play like Nintendo riffs.
I don't think so, but no. But there is like a big online stream of like certain bands like called Cyber.
Okay, so here we go, dude. I got it because I know how to actually look up a band, but I can't really pick up an exact song. But we could just listen to sample some.
I just want like a little like 15 to 20 second rip.
This is them, right? Not the weird circus shit he plays.
He loves it. Look at the dance.
I like the riff already.
It's a solid riff.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so it is like the ultra guttural vocals. Oh yeah, wow.
You like the hard shit.
Yeah, it's like those toilet vocals.
Yep.
Toilet vocals. Oh,
dude, I'm gonna imagine they do some pig squeals in there sometimes too, or not really a pig squeal thing.
Oh, but I dig the pig squeals, but I was about to say back to Black Dahlia.
Yep.
I felt not really. I did feel kind of bad, but we got to play a show with them in Germany.
Oh shit!
And I was really big stoked on this band called Gutalex.
Okay,
it's this other Goregrind band that was
I actually feel like I know that name.
So basically, I was really stoked to go see them. I was like my first time getting to see them. I was like fangirling hard on them, and my guitar player was giving me shit, and he was more stoked because he got to meet the singer from Black Dahlia, Trevor. So he was talking to us. He was really cool. He was a cool dude and all that. I got nothing bad to say about him, but I just wasn't really, that big into the band. And so I was just giving him shit. I was like, yeah, I saw you fangirling full. And then not even like soon after that, I see the singer from Good Alex come backstage, and I was like, oh my God. He was like just giving me shit.
yeah, because it's just like, oh, look at who's fangirl now.
Yeah.
That's some awesome side action though on being in a band, like getting to do that. And I liked
cool.
Historically, like one of my favorite bands. I don't even think I think they're done with music because they were like touring small time, and then it seems like this happens a lot. Their van and trailer flipped on the road, and they're like, well, we can't afford to do this anymore, which sucks. But they're a post-hardcore band called No Bragging Rights. If you haven't heard of them, check that out. I don't know if that'll be up your alley. They have like clean vocals and screaming, but the music is great.
Like metal punk.
I wouldn't even say punk. I think it's very good.
Like a type of punk.
But like when they would come to town, they would play smaller venues, and they'd get off the stage, and I'd get to have a fucking beer with them, and that was like so cool. Like I was like, this is amazing. I love your music.
No, I mean I see a lot with all of that. Like there's a lot of people that do act like assholes. They don't want to like talk to people. But when I got to play with my friends' bands for a little bit, people would come up to me and be like, hey, what's up, dude? Hey, so I don't want to bother you. I'm like, I just want to hang out. Let's have a beer or something. That'd be cool. And they'll just be like, hey, can you sign this album? I'll be like, yeah, I'm not on this album, but it's like, I don't care. I was like, here, okay. But there are like people I do see in the scene who are just kind of like assholes, But
have you ever heard of a band called Hemlock?
I have heard of them. I think I've been to one of their shows back then. I know they're a big Vegas band. They're like the one bands I do kind of like admire because they do like all these weird one-off signs off the freeway, off of Boulder Highway, and like there's like advertising their shows. Or we got a show coming up.
So a good friend of mine was a member of the band. I want to say like a year and a half or 2 years, and they were touring. The guy, I want to say his name is Chad, the guy who's the lead singer. That's like him and his wife's baby, because the band members kind of rotate. Like they'll get a new drummer or they'll get a new guitarist, and they kind of rotate through. But they're like constantly touring, and they have a decent enough following where they're like selling out these small venues and stuff. But he had some wild stories from that. Like one time he said they built bunk beds in the van, and he had stashed a Taco Bell burrito like in the headliner where it was hanging down, and he said this guy got spooked one night in the middle of the night and punched it, and it blew up all over the van, and then the van just smelled like a stinky burrito for like weeks as they were like touring and stuff. Did anything like that ever happen with you? You have any like funny stories about like crazy road shit?
As far as road shit, man, I don't know. I'm kind of like one of those people who like I want to make sure the van's clean. I roll around with like Febreze and all that. I got to do a tour with my homies, and we were driving from. It was the last show of the tour. We were in New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the people that were throwing the show for us just took care of us. Man, they were just went got us like a big old cooler, all these alcohol, weed, and I'm not gonna lie, man, I went all out, man. I was, I was mixing like every possible liquor.
You're like, if you insist, if it's free, like we're doing it.
Take advantage, dude.
They brought us this big giant bottle of Jack, like one of those novelty big ass size bottles, and we're all taking swigs from it. And the sound guy is giving me like vodka. I'm chugging all these different types of beers. I'm already taking tequila shots, just having a good ass time. Like everyone's there to party and shit. All the people that were there in the town just came out to support us. And
this was before or after the show?
This is before the show.
We start the party early before the show. Like,
no, we got there early because I already knew I was gonna get fucked up. Because we were looking around for a place to eat and shit, and like everything was like somewhat closed, and we like finally found like a fucking McDonald's. And I was like, oh, bro. So I was like, all right, let me get this real quick because I knew I was gonna start drinking. So anyways, by the time it came to us getting on stage, I had like my own little McDonald's cup with like a bunch of like I think it was Jack and Coke I just mixed up, just a Fat Boy right there on the side of the amp, and they had like a couple beers and shit, and then like I was already smoking a bowl on stage, like
mid set, you pick up the cup and take up the drink, and then come back in, like.
Yeah. So anyways, so we get through the show, we're having a good ass time, and then as we're partying afterwards, it just keeps on going. And then anyways, I ended up blacking out towards the end of the night. And there's so there's some girls that were there at the show, and everyone else between us and the other touring bands, they were trying to hook up with them. And I ended up fucking ruining it for everybody. So I ended up getting blacked out. My homies are trying to walk me towards the van, and they happen to let go for me for a second. I fall back. No. And my homie puts out his foot and just like graciously just saves my head from smacking the floor.
That's a friend. That's a friend. Save us like, the CTE for fuck's sake.
So then they dragged my ass back into the van, and I blocked them for the night. Sorry, guys. So we get back to the main house that we were staying at that night, and I wake up in the van just like just covered in vomit, shame, and I'm
shame.
Waking up in like a dark, lonely van, dude. That is like not the coolest way to wake up when you're on tour.
What an epic night!
And so
hold on, did you play well? Also, I have to note, I marked it because I have definitely cut both of you off at least once in this episode. But like you played. Like, did you play? Like,
yeah,
were you good?
No. Yeah, I was cool enough to play and everything.
Were you just in the fucking zone? You're like, this is awesome.
No, because like I would still get stage fright, so I was like always trying to get that fucking groove. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. So I feel like you kind of need that little extra push, and you get that little fucking that sexy vibe in you. But anyways, so we got through the show, and I wake up, and it's like maybe like 3 a.m. or something. I look out, and all I see is a fucking just like lights on the inside of the house or whatever. And I get out of the van, I'm looking for clothes, I knock on the door, and like no one's answering. I'm hoping I got the right house because I didn't see the house before.
Oh damn.
Did you not have clothes on at this moment in
time? No, I had clothes, but it was just I just had
disgusting clothes. Yeah.
So I had to make sure I had like my other bags. I knock on the door, hoping I'm at the right house, and then one of the other dudes from the other bands that was touring with us, he's like, "What's up, dude? Come on in, man. You all right?" So I immediately just beeline it to the bathroom, take a shower, scrub myself like 3 times just to scrub the shame off of me. And then afterwards, I just grab all my clothes that I was in, threw them in the fucking trash can on the side of the house. I go back to the van, and I start cleaning it up because I'm like, I'm already fucked up, dude. I'm like, dude, because I can't. I mean, it's my shit. I got to clean it up. So I'm cleaning the rest of the van, and I've got like these. Like I said, I travel with fucking Febreze, fucking wipes and everything.
As you do. Fuck
so
yeah.
I'm just wiping everything down because it's a rental van anyway. So I don't want to get that shit fucked up.
This is breach of contract. We do not clean up you.
So anyways, as I'm standing there, I'm cleaning the van. I see a porch light go on, and I'm like, "Fuck, bro." And I turn around, and it's my singer, and all I see is the silhouette, and he's just standing there for a second. It was just one of those things, like, I know he's gonna be like, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed."
Come here, son. We need to talk.
But he's one of my best friends, and it was just kind of like that. Fuck, bro. And he was just like one of the ones that was so like on top of everything. Like only he could have the keys. He was driving. You know, he was kind of like the making sure everything was in check. So I was just like, fuck, man, I knew I let you down.
I feel like there's got to be one person on tour who's like the main solid responsible one. Like Derek would be our responsible person for sure, dude. I love you, Derek. You're our designated responsible person.
Responsible one,
Well, normally that's usually the the role I usually try to take over in the band. I would just be like, all right, I got to be responsible, and like as far as like merch and everything, like I'm like a big nerd with like all the stats. I'm like, all right, we got this shirt in this size, we got this shirt in that size, we got these tank tops, we got these in long sleeve or whatever.
I need a 2XL Jizzfish shirt immediately. We can talk about it after the pod.
Right? Yeah. Rocking on the pod.
But anyway, so yeah, just to have him have that one up on me, I was just like, fuck, I know I fucked up and I know I let him down. I'm just like, fuck, bro. But everyone had a good time, man. It was a good show, you know.
Was it like a party? Was there a reason that you guys were going nuts, or just did the venue was like, hey, we're excited to have you guys here?
Yeah,
like,
well, the main band that was putting on their show is this band called Impaled Offering, and the dudes were just so cool with us. You know, they set up the show. They got the other bands on there because we did a little tour because it was in support of the album that we had just put out. So we were just on tour supporting that album, and that was like the last show of the tour. So we were just like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna get fucked up.
Celebration, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
that's
before
awesome,
I was in the band, they'd already kind of known my homies, so they already had that rapport. So they already knew it was gonna be a good time.
That's why the rental van thing was relevant, because he was like, this tour is over. Like, we got to take this thing back. I got to clean this shit up, dude.
No, that's cool, man. That was probably like a fun experience. I never really made it like that deep or whatever, but I played like some Battle of the Bands and some like local shows and stuff, like kind of like right out of like high school. My dad was a phenomenal guitar player. We talked about Slightly But He'll for like Guns N' Roses and some like really big like 80s bands. Like the guy, everyone like, it's funny when they come to my house, they'd want to hear him play because he was like that good. He could play anything you name, he could fucking play it, dude. Like old school Metallica, Mega, anything. And
Did you talk about that story in a pod yet, or was that just personal conversation where you said they were opening for them?
So like,
and do you want to see if maybe he'll come on and tell that story, or do you want to like tell people,
that'd probably be a better story
cool
for him to tell. But basically, like the Guns N' Roses, except for Slash, he did say Slash was cool, but he said they were all pricks and assholes. And it's kind of well known that Axl's an asshole too, and he's made literally his own fans wait like 2 hours until they're like, we're gonna perform now. It's just like, so we just sat around for 2 hours because you were being a dick. But yeah, one of the funniest things, I remember one of my first shows ever, though, dude, as a band, and you're stoked to do, you know, finally, oh my God, we're actually playing for people. And it was in my garage. And like we got all the neighbors to be cool with it. And I just remember my garage is, you know, it wasn't like a padded, it was just cement and concrete. And
those are some of the best shows.
Yep. And we had this song that was just a banger, and we had like maybe 5 songs total, but we played it like 3 times because people just loved the song. But I just remember,
do it again.
I remember, dude, like just right after playing, like everyone's like, oh hell yeah, and like people were mosh pitting and falling over. One dude had like a bloody elbow, and I just remember this one specific moment. This kid walks up to me, and his metal braces, is going through his lip, and he's like physically bleeding. He's like, I just wanted to tell you that was fucking awesome. And I was like, oh fuck, okay, hell, okay. But also maybe go get that checked out now.
No,
but it was
a
just
badge of honor.
it's fucking so cool. Like when you're on stage and you see people just fucking losing their shit, and you know it's just like to your fucking music, it's an awesome feeling, dude.
Dude, for that same tour I was talking about, the opening show was here in Vegas. And it was at this place called the Garth. It was a little DIY, like little warehouse. And dude, that show went fucking nuts, bro. That was like one of the best, like still one of my favorite shows I've gotten to play.
I've had so many buddies in bands, and I love that. Like if you have a band, let me know. I'm the guy who will show up to your show because I love that
legitimately
shit,
dude. If you guys have a show, like tell us if you guys are still
I don't want to go to
watch.
like big insane concerts. Like I like smaller venues where you can like have an intimate experience, and like the band is like right there and you're just jamming to their music. Like that is my shit.
Great, dude.
Yeah, I'm not with that band anymore, but when I joined the band, they already had a big following, and that show just went went fucking insane. But like the thing is, they never want to play local shows, so it was like the one off. Like, let's throw
are
this
you
off.
from Vegas? Are you from here?
No, I was born in Santa Cruz, and I grew up mostly around San Jose, around the Bay Area.
Okay, so we are the same, dude. I was born in Santa Clara, dude.
How long have you been in Vegas?
I came out here in 2005.
Okay, so you've been out here for a while, almost 20 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, I basically came out here by myself. I guess like a runaway. I came out here with moved in with a cousin who just happened to be living out here. He was ex gangbanger turned Christian, and that was kind of weird. So I ended up getting my own place.
Gangbanging for the Lord. We love it. So you were young. You were presumably a teenager when this happened. How old were you?
I had just turned 17 when I moved out here.
Oh, okay.
It was like right after my birthday, and I came out here thinking it would be kind of like the Bay Area, like be able to start another band, you know, like a big old kind of art scene, but wasn't really the case.
Not here, yeah. It is funny that you mentioned that because Las Vegas, because the entertainment capital, people think like there's probably so many like arts and town, but like there kind of isn't really. You know what I mean?
Because I would think it was like
weird.
back home, like San Francisco, like around there, it would be like kind of like that, but it wasn't. But honestly, I think just the cost of living is what kept me out here. Because out there in San Jose, it was like ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's insane, man. California.
I mean, San Francisco, I think, was
named.
named. It might have just got passed, but it was named the #1 most expensive city in, like, I think, well, the country, and I think it's like a top 10 for the world because it's like you could literally rent a closet for $5,000 a month. It's like, hey, see that closet right there? That's $5,000 a month. Enjoy, and you're like, what?
Dude, I came out here, and when I first came out here, I had gotten I didn't get, but you could look up, and like a studio was like $350. You know, I ended up coming out here, moving with my cousin, and then one of my homies that met out here, we ended up getting a spot over at the Budget Suites only because I wasn't 18 yet, and that's the only place that would like let me rent. You know?
Really?
Yeah,
they didn't even need you to be 18 at the Budget Suite.
Well,
dude, you were holding it down at the Budget Suites, my man.
Dude, it was kind of like a little not culture shock, but I was just more of like, you guys are just selling crack out in the open, like, you know, they're not even trying to hide it. Like,
dude, you were young,
it was right
that
there.
is wild.
It was the one right there on Trop and Win. But anyways, me and my homie had gotten like a little spot right there. I was 17, but as long as I gave them like a couple weeks of rent ahead of time, they're like, all right, just stay on top of your shit, you know, it's all good. So we ended up getting that, and yeah, I ended up staying out here. So by the time I was 18, I was able to get my first apartment. And out here, apartments were only like 600.
Yeah, they used to be reasonable. Not anymore, but like everything else.
Yeah, so that's what kept me out here, because I was like, you know, I got out here, I had like a decent job, I was like making money, I was able to like go to LA with friends for shows.
Nice.
And I was like, but if I move back to San Jose, it's like I'm more living paycheck to paycheck, like struggling. I'm like,
you got to live in a place with like a bunch of other people, like ton, and maybe have a room if you're lucky. But I mean, speaking of that, there's one thing I really wanted to get into because I am a big fan of it.
Oh,
you
great pivot! If you didn't do it, I was going to do it. I was right there.
Recently went down to Kill Tony, right? The LA show they did at the Kia Forum, right? And as a comedian, you went to go sign up and take your shot. So I would love to just kind of hear that experience, dude, and kind of like how that all kind of went for you and your mind behind it, and just kind of like how long have you been listening to Kill Tony and shit like that, if long at all.
Yeah. So I got into Kill Tony like November, December of 2022.
Okay.
And I hadn't really given any thought to doing any stand up at that time. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, you should do stand up. You know, you should try it." But I was like, "It's not really my thing. I don't know. I don't think I can be that funny. Like, I'm funny around friends, but I don't know if I can make a broader audience laugh."
Translating to stage is a different thing, but if you can figure a way to do that, and as long we've always said this, as long as you're a funny person, like if you're generally just a funny person, you can figure out the writing, you can do it for sure, dude.
Yeah, so I ended up getting into that. So I started writing, and then I got my first open mic in over at Wise Guys. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Wise
We
Guys.
love Wise Guys. Wise Guys is a great club out here.
But yeah, I'm getting a lot of support over there. And honestly, I feel like if it was like some other open mic, I probably wouldn't have even came back. Like if I would have bombed, because like some open mics, it's just like, it's not so much people there always really pay attention. You know, I've been to like some open mics.
Nobody's there paying attention. Honestly, you'd argue like several other comics have brought up, but open mics is where you go to bomb and where you also go to learn to just be happy with your material. And
exactly.
You're not really there to make people laugh. You know.
Yeah, because like honestly, I didn't know what the etiquette was with comedies. I didn't know anyone in comedy, so I was like, I didn't know who to ask about anything. So I kind of went to Wise Guys for about 2 weeks, just checking out the open mics, seeing what the layout was, and I was like, oh, so I didn't know if it was like looked down if you did the same joke like more than one time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, so you can actually work on shit.
Some people need to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get some new ones.
I mean, if you're using it for like a long time and it's still not working, it's like maybe let's can that one and move on.
Or it has to be an insane banger that everyone loves, which how rare. I feel like that is like trying to pull a serialized.
I'm gonna get my machine.
Boxes, you know,
the machine, yeah. But I think that would be like a curse too, because we had Adam Dominguez on recently, and I think. I guess weigh what a curse is, right? I mean, he's successful, he's fucking selling at arenas, but at some point it's like, damn, I gotta tell the same bit over and over. It's almost like having a hit fucking song. Eventually you're probably like behind closed doors, but I mean,
but also
rake it in.
So I don't think you were there for that Keenan Live or whatever that they were doing at Kimmel's. Did you go to that?
No.
So he did it. They told him, this is actually, you're getting a little inside baseball here because this is coming out in the episode like in a few days. He said that they offered him like a feature spot at the second show or something.
He thought he was actually performing, and they fucking pulled one.
And then they told him like, no, you're gonna do the 2-minute thing, and they had like 40 to 50 people.
It was like a shitty, like imagine like a shitty comic contest. So you go from thinking you're going to be a feature on a fucking show and getting paid to like, now you get 2 minutes on this little contest with a fucking line of people. Like,
And this one guy went out and immediately ate shit. He was like, you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And he stood there for a second and then he was like, all right, have a good night, and walked off. But Adam had just a unique, like, he caught, like, he made an impression with the audience even with 2 minutes, because he came out. They had the picture of Keenan behind him, and he treated it like it was a memorial. And he goes, "Thank you for coming to, remember our friend." And it was just a great bit. It was super funny.
But that whole thing was a disaster, though. It's just like putting his name on that. But anyways, I just want to get back to you, dude. So Kill Tony started listening in like November-ish of 2022.
I took us on a journey there,
as we always do.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I started doing open mics around town wherever I could with my schedule. Cool. So fast forward, I'm like into it about almost a year now, and I'm trying to make it out to Kill Tony in Austin. But it's just like whenever I get a chance, I'll make it out there. So now that it's coming to LA, I'm like, it's a drive away, dude. I drive out to LA all the time for shows. I'm like, I'd rather just go out and do it. I mean, there's like a big chance that I won't get it. Obviously, I didn't, but it was more of a I'm going to hate myself later, wondering what if I did go.
Yeah, like we were rooting.
Yeah. We were watching it in this room. We were rooting to get for one of you local guys to get bucket pulled. That would.
I think I messaged you, dude. I was like, good luck. Because I knew you're in the parking lot because we were watching it. And I mean, I love Kill Tony, but that was a train wreck of a show, though.
Sidebar,
but
I would say in the future, if you do want to go to Austin, we should plan a trip, because I get like discounts on rooms and shit. We will talk about that off pod, but like,
definitely,
love that. But I love that also that you were like, LA's an opportunity. It's closer. It's something I could actually go do. And
let me take my shot. Which you got to do that.
So how was that? Like putting your name in the bucket at that big event? They had a ton of people sign up.
That whole morning was just like a big ass like fucking trip, dude. So I was kind of like on and off going about it, because that same week I had driven out to San Diego and LA to go see a band out there. So I was like, all right, man. I already went out to LA. I'm like, don't want to go back in this weekend. So I was like, all right, fuck it, let me just drive back out. Went out there. I worked Saturday night graveyard. I got off like early in the morning. I went home, got like an hour of sleep. I ended up oversleeping like by a half hour, 40 minutes. I was like, fuck. So I was like, let me.
I almost got a whole 2 hours of sleep. Shit.
So I get in my van, or not my van. I don't even have the van. I don't know why I said that.
The van is back.
I get in my puke covered van. Yeah. So I get in my car, I just book it out to fucking LA, and I hit every possible fucking bit of fucking traffic, bro. I was like,
nightmare, dude.
And it was just like, I don't know. I'm one of those people, like, at least more recently, I've been getting like that road rage. I'm just like, you fuck.
Only
get out
recently?
Of the way.
Only recently.
Well, for a while, but I don't want to make it seem like
Nevada's a top state for
I'm a big road rage guy, you know. That's why Derek drives us most places.
Yeah, I'm pretty chill, honestly.
I'm trying not to be. I'm even a bad like passenger. I'll be getting mad for the driver. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Where's your rage?
Well, you have like the push bar on the front of your car, right? So you could give people like a little.
Mine doesn't have the push bar on it. But
oh, really?
Honestly, there have been times I wish it did.
Dude,
have the push bar.
We should get you one. I feel like we could. I feel like we could do that pretty easily.
So anyway, so I'm driving out there. I'm hitting every little bit of traffic. I'm going by Google Maps is telling me, "Are you going to make it by like this time?" Because I think cutoffs were like 6:30, so it was like I think between 5 and 6:30 you could sign up. So I'm trying to get down there, get gas, and just book it. I barely make it there. I get into the parking lot, and as soon as I rush right up, there's like maybe like 15, 20 people in line. So I was like, "Is this it?" So I signed up, put my name in and everything, and then all of a sudden there's like 200 people that signed up inside. I was like, motherfucker, yeah. Because there was only maybe like 30, 40 of us outside waiting. So I'm thinking like, oh, I got this shit.
I would have expected more people to have showed up to try to get bucket pull for that. So you're saying total,
well, there was there was
like,
over 200 something.
No, that's what I was saying. But still, they're getting that on the reg at the mothership, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I did. I went to the YouTube theater show. This is night 2 on Sunday. So
okay.
I did hear there was a lot more people for Friday, but maybe people just got discouraged.
At the Forum? It was at 2 different venues?
Yeah, so there was the Forum at the first one, and then there was the YouTube theater on the second one. And the second one was actually really good. That was one with Harlan Williams.
Yeah. That one was good. The first one that we watched was not great. But like Matt went out there, Mila went out there. There was a few people that went out there.
I didn't see Matt and Mila. They were there for Friday night. I ran into Lucas Alvarez and Dylan Russell. I got to kick it with them outside for a little bit. I got to mingle with some other comics from outside. So wasn't too bad. But anyways,
No, so you signed up.
There wasn't that many people outside.
As
You're stoked. Then you find out there's a bunch of signups inside.
Yeah, so as I'm waiting there, I'm just kind of going over my set in my head because I have 4 different jokes I want to do based on who's going to be the guest. And I didn't want to know who it was, and I got really stoked seeing George Perez walk inside. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. The Cholo comic.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, what up? And I was like, oh dude, he's the guest. I already had like another joke made up for him. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna fucking rock this one.
I like how you got the custom curated shit. You're like, I'm gonna do this right.
And I remember because it was even like, I think like also you had said, just be positive, bro. Like, and I was just like, I'm one of those people. I'm just like my worst critic. I'm just like, you're a piece of shit. You're not gonna get this.
But also, like, you have to be prepared for it. The Kill Tony is such a huge platform,
and it can be a big moment.
Like when Todd told us about his first time going on when he got the golden ticket, Todd Royce, like that was like a movie. And I just feel like you just need to grab. I feel like in the moment, if they had pulled you, you would have been ready for it, dude. I mean,
I was completely ready because I wasn't so much nervous. I was more just kind of like nervous about which one I wanted to use, and but it was just kind of like I didn't want to, because there was a little setup outside where they were watching it live, and I didn't want to watch it. I don't want to know who's the guest or nothing. I was just kind of like over there.
I like that, going to it just totally cold.
Yeah. So.
But one thing to me, and like I'll always preach this, and a lot of other people will too, your minute doesn't matter as much as you think. Like the interview is fucking everything. Like you can overcome a shitty minute and no one even remembers your minute if you just murder an interview and you're interesting and you just tell some wild stories on that shit. So that's what, like, I think for anyone, if they're gonna do Kill Tony, like, prepare for the interview. Like, your minute, obviously you want it to be strong as you can too, but the fucking interview is where you can really shine and make your presence known.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've seen some people that go on there and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? But I always kind of love how Tony kind of brings out like a one little juicy story right at the last minute.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, where the fuck's this story been?
Yeah.
Like,
the whole time. Yeah. And it's just funny because he's like, stop doing bits. He's like, honesty sometimes is funny. You see how honest you were and you got to laugh and you're funny? Sometimes being real is the most funny. You don't need to do bits the whole time in the interview. Just be you.
So what are you still getting back into stand-up? I mean, I know you had done it the one time, and I heard on one of the last episodes you said you were going to
hit him with that. Love it.
Well, I'm sorry. Was this?
No.
That's a great.
Derek's been encouraging me to do it, but it's just like, and you as somebody who is collaborating with us, and also somebody who just keeps up with what we're doing with the pod. Like, I mean, you could see like it's just me and him, and a lot of it is just him as far as the editing and stuff goes, and we're doing a lot of stuff. So. Yes. Short answer, yes. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to... I'm going to have different material at every one. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm going to have different material at every one. So I'm like curating a fresh set every time. I have something ready, but did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
So self-critique, I would say like for a first time ever on stage, it's good. Is it amazing? No. And is there stuff that I could work on and make that better? Absolutely. Like, I respect the art of comedy, but also I'm like, I rehearsed that. I took the time, and I'm like, it might not be anything amazing, but it's definitely good.
I mean, to
like,
rate for your first time, dude, I thought it was very good. For like a first timer to ever do comedy, it was solid.
No, I think that's what kept me coming back is like I practiced and rehearsed my first time before my first time going up, and I'm just like, all right, let me get this down because I had like the whole, because it's really more, I mean, it's more kind of like a little story, but I've got certain little bits I want to hit in there. I want to make sure because I only got 3 minutes on a certain open mic. So I want to make sure I get all that in, and I think I got like really good feedback. I got like a good bunch of good laughs, and I think that's what I was like, all right, you know what, it kind of works, let me come back and do it. But so like I said, I didn't know what the etiquette was where you can do the joke more than one time, so I had all these little kind of premises I wanted to start going on, and so now I've just kind of been trying to pick at that each joke, just trying to write up like a little setup to it. So like I've got like a good like 20-25 minutes now. So now I got all these other little ones I just kind of want to start filling in little gaps because I feel like I'm so used to like making little stories out of my bits, but I really don't do too many like quick little 45 to 60 second, jokes like some people do that they're really good at.
Yeah. But you're saying right now you have a 20 to 25 minute set. That
that's still really impressive.
I respect
that's really
that.
good for a year in, dude. That's a lot of time.
But so, yeah, I also want to be able to do stuff like on the fly. Like I feel like that is that is what makes you like a well-rounded comedian. Not necessarily like becoming a crowd work comedian, but also being able to just do something like on the spot where you're like, ooh, it just pops in your head. You're like, this is funny, and we're gonna run with it.
Without giving you like too much behind the curtain, there is a reason of why he's not just hitting open mics over and over and over again. There is like a project behind it. Once that gets revealed, people will go, oh shit.
We may or may not talk about that off pod, but yes, there is a purpose with all of it, and I love that you brought that up. I am going to do it. We're kind of going to like promote our own shit because I'm sure you've seen that we're doing the paywall stuff with Johnny now. Love Johnny. And I'm probably just going to be loyal to that and hit it at 702. I might go to a couple other places, but like we'll let you know because we should make like little events of this and all hang out and do comedy and do podcasts and have fucking fun, man. Like that's what I want to do.
The cool thing too is like we brought like outside people that wouldn't normally go there, which is great for you guys too, because you're getting someone other than a fucking open micer staring at you that's listening.
Yeah, that's the other purpose is like bringing a crowd of legitimate like fans and audience who want to laugh, so you get to see how them punches land.
No, that's pretty cool, man. But like I said, it is cool when you get like certain people that are there for the show. I mean, like I said, there's like times where I'm like trying to like work on a bit in front of other open micers. I'm like, come on, they already know the fucking joke. Yeah. But it's really just trying to get that stage time, get that fucking just kind of get that muscle memory of the joke in and stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Some open mics aren't meant to have a crowd. 100%.
No, sometimes there are. Like, I'm really glad there aren't. Where I'm just like, oh fuck, bro.
Yeah, you're working on something or whatever. Absolutely, dude. Yeah.
Now there's times where I'm just kind of like, oh man, by the time end of the show, if I get on stage late and like half the crowd's already gone, I'm like, fuck, man. And then like I'll like fuck something up on stage. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I had this spot.
So I'm curious. So by the way, Kill Tony reference, rockin' fucking bang, Dr. Phil.
We'll be right back.
Be right, Adam Ray, who I like.
Actually, we're gonna keep it right here. Okay.
He's hilarious, man. I'm a big fan of Adam Ray, but I'm curious, like, who are some of your influencer like comedians that you love or like enjoy watching?
As far as influence, I mean, there's not. I don't want to say as much as of an influence, but growing up. My family's Mexican, so I grew up with a lot of like George Lopez, Paul Rodriguez, John Leguizamo, stuff like that. The first comedians that I got into on my own were like Jim Norton, Dave Attell, Dane Cook, and
Dane Cook.
Old school Dane Cook is good. So what you want, man?
Well, I remember when
he's a prick, dude. I'm sorry. It has to be said. We've had interactions with this man.
You know our time.
Love your shit. You know that's what when they're talking about separating the artist from the art. This is a pure example of that shit, dude.
No, I remember the first time I watched him was one of the I think it was Comedy Central Presents or something. It's where he's got the band stuff behind him. He's got like the black tank top, but it kind of had like that Jonathan Davis vibe from like Korn, and that's what he just had that weird just kind of personality, which was kind of different. I was like, oh, it was kind of cool. And then it is I'm not to shit on him, but his like mainstream stuff kind of got like a little away from what I kind of enjoyed. But I mean, I still loved his stuff. But right now, like I'm really big into like Dan Soder.
Dan Soder's great.
Obviously, like Tony Hinchcliffe, like just his like solo stuff. It's a little bit out there, but he's just fucking hilarious.
Dan Soder is like slept on a little bit. I think.
He actually is. I feel like he's like big, but not big.
He's not as big
as he should be.
He's
very funny. I like Dan Soder.
Yeah, a lot of comedians I've been getting to mostly through podcasts and like not so much a podcast, but I was super big into Opie and Anthony.
Yep.
And that's how I got into them from Jim Norton because like he was doing little guest spots like, oh, let me try and catch Jim Norton, and I got into the show and they would just have all these comedians, and Dan Soder was just one of those ones that would always pop up on there, and he just got me with his fucking Macho Man impression. So I was just like, oh, this dude's cool, and I started checking out his stand up and I was really digging into it, and then he had the whole bonfire thing with Big J.
Yep, that's awesome. It's really cool. It's like Skankfest is coming here. That's gonna be really fun. I like that shit too. So we're gonna be down there too because we're doing a lot of stuff with that too. So it's gonna be really fun.
That's dope. I've always been been wanting to go the last couple of years. Last year I wanted to go, but I ended up having to work. I didn't get to go, and I was kind of like tempted about going this year, but I wish I would have probably tried and submit something, see if I can get one of those like local stages. Rob Falco got onto it last year, but he got onto that, and I think.
Rob Falco got on there. A couple other guys, like I don't know if we could say their names. That's why I'm not saying them. But excited to be on there because they submitted to, and they're stoked because they should be a part of that too with Rob. And then I think there was someone else they mentioned too. I wish I remembered his name, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool for them. So.
Right on, yeah, that'd be dope. I mean, I would like to get the opportunity to try and get on there, but I mean, like I said, I'm still new, so it's just more of like Like, oh, it'd be cool.
Just gotta put the time in, prepare yourself, and then when the opportunity arises, dude, you'll be fucking ready to murder.
Yeah, I'm like one of those people. I'm just like, I don't really want to go ask and try and be on. Just kind of
but put yourself out there though.
Yeah.
And you're doing the work. We have a lot of respect for that because I feel like that's what we're doing. We're putting a lot of work into that. Like, I like seeing the effort and also just having the understanding that, like, I'm going to constantly be getting better and evolving this into the next stage of, like, what it is and getting just better and better and better and better and better. And you learn things along the way. Like, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm still trying to get to, man. Like, there's a lot of, like, comics right now in the open mic scene. And I just love watching them work because they're just doing like some just like random stuff off the just off the fly. I'm just like, what the fuck, like, and get like a whole 3-5 minutes in there off of just something random. I'm like, all right, like that's what I kind of want to get to, just have that comfortability and that confidence to just kind of go off on it because I feel like I always have to like rehearse my shit because I only have like a certain amount of time, so I want to make sure I just don't start rambling on something and then kind of forget my whole little bit or like my little punchline.
I mean, I don't know how often you've talked to Evan Connolly.
Yeah, I always see him down there. Yeah,
love Evan, dude. But in his episode, he had just some really banger takes where I was like, I love what you're saying. Yeah. Like, just his whole mentality towards comedy, I really enjoy it. And when you went and saw Harlan Williams too, right? Yeah. When he was at Wise Guys.
Yeah, you saw the night before.
How was that? Yeah. You saw him the night before. Like, he crushed.
I got to see him do like, I think he did like 20-25 minutes or something like that. And dude, I was like really impressed. I don't even normally get to see like 3-5 minutes everywhere. So get to see him do
Evan
a full
did
set.
Very good.
Evan
murdered the room.
Knocked it out of the park, dude.
Yeah,
it was very good the
that.
night that we went. And then Harlan was obviously also amazing. Like,
did you do a lot of crowd work?
He hated her eyes. He was like, "Stop looking at me. I hate your eyes."
Dude, I was so tempted to go back just for another show to see what the fuck he was gonna pull on.
Yeah, it's great, dude. He was just like off the wall shit, but I'm sure it is like planned to some degree. But it's just fucking hilarious, dude. And he has like that awkward delivery too, like say it you want, but that's why
precious gentle love.
Yeah, that's why I like
my guy, the my guy thing. My guy,
it's my guy. Because I love that off the wall stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like Theo Vaughn. Like I know sometimes it doesn't translate on stage so much, but his podcast, just his way of fucking words and what he puts together, it's like, what the fuck? Like, how did you mix those words together? It's just hilarious. And Harlan Williams, it's kind of like,
dude, my whole thing is like his solo episodes are just like, fuck, this dude just going on and on.
They're
like,
so good. It's so hard to do that, dude.
Him and Tim Dillon are just fucking make it look like just fucking easy as cake. I was like, what the fuck?
They're just very good. I love both. Tim Dillon is great. Tim Dillon's a savage,
in the best way, though. Yep. That guy,
he's a monster, dude.
That would honestly be kind of like a bucket list podcast thing. If we get him on the podcast, that would be crazy.
That would be a cool moment. But like I like Shane Gillis too. I don't know if you saw that show Tires, but it actually is great.
No, dude,
great man. Tires.
Not gonna lie, it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Like even though I felt like I was just hyping up just because I'm a big Shane Gillis fan. I love that Stavros was in it. I was like, all right.
Yeah, Stavros was great too.
Stavros Halkias, love him.
But I just loved his character in it, dude. I think he really brought that little part in, just his like little fucking just sloppy fucking little
it was
chubby
self. Was perfect, dude. It was so good.
It exceeded. I went in with kind of hater vibes. So it was like, oh, fucking Shane Gillis. It's a great show. And also, like, I love the fact that he put so many people on, dude. Like, he put people in the episode. Like, that shit matters. Like, helping other people when you have a project, like, that shit matters.
It's like a vulgar Office, dude, which I kind of love.
And they, like, Insta got renewed. Great. They're like, oh, there's going to be a second season.
It was just great.
Like, more episode Netflix.
It was too short, honestly.
Look at us.
Dude,
more episodes. That was not enough.
It's a great show. If you haven't checked it out, honestly, check it out. Tires. It is really, really funny. Shane Gillis is a monster. When we watched him perform at MGM Grand with Burt Kreischer, Tom Segura, like, I'm going to be honest, he stole the show. He murdered the most.
He did. Best set, for sure.
Yeah.
Best set.
Dude, that's what I loved, especially about going down to Austin, dude. Just the amount of fucking, like spots you can just see random, like, comedians do out there. And the fact that Shane Gillis is, like, just a regular out there. I'm like, you just see him, like, any little spot. I'm just like, oh, bro, just to have that availability, just go and see someone.
He does pop-ins.
Yeah, that's what's insane. You can go to Comedy Mothership, dude, on just a Wednesday night, and it's like Tony Hinchcliffe, Shane Gillis, like Ron White, Joe Rogan, like Ari Shafi. It's just like, what?
We'll get this on the books off sick, pod, dude. But I feel like we have to, like, probably put together like a little group trip, dude, and go to Austin and hit some clubs and stuff. Maybe you,
dude, I'd be down, dude. Austin is honestly one of my favorite cities, and and the last time I was there was before I got into comedy. I went out there for Chaos and Theos. It was like this music festival, and I was following this band Nazem. And it was basically they were doing like
great name too, Chaos and Tejas.
This band was doing like like around for like their 20-year anniversary. So I saw them in Baltimore in 1 week, and the next week I went out to go see them in Austin. And every bar out there just had like a stage or his band's playing.
That's what's great, man. It's like
Love
it's not even
it.
just for
The
comedy,
scene is
music.
amazing.
It's too. And Austin's just super fucking cool because you have the music, the comedy, and a lot of outdoor stuff. We nerd out on disc golf, which is super fucking fun. And the food, even the food, man, the food is cool.
Dude, I went out there. There was like a fucking like
Great
a little like taco truck like on every fucking corner. Like not tacos, but I mean there was
The
like
food
street
trucks,
food
yeah, the street
near
food is
all the
great,
bars,
dude, yeah.
bang! Like, give me that. What the fuck is it called? Shawarma wrap.
And I'm
you
gonna
know, they
say
have
this,
pizza, all
and I'm
kinds
gonna
of shit.
say this right now. Austin is #1 square footage, pound for pound, the most attractive, hottest women. I'm sorry, you'll ever see. Austin smashed the amount of
It's
women that
true.
I saw, and I was just like,
It's true.
hot. Like I was just breaking my neck constantly.
There is something in the water.
It
The
is, I
women out
agree.
there
It didn't
are
make
beautiful.
sense. I've never seen like it was just like, oh my god,
Austin
they're all
women,
hot.
we love you.
So-
Get at us in the emails.
there's like a specific type. You got a certain type.
We are-
I
coming.
do, and like I
Derek
love like,
has
the blonde.
Derek is
like,
picky as a motherfucking. Oh my god,
but
dude!
my type was well succeeded out there, dude. And I'm just like, ooh, man, there's just attractive women all over the city. But other people say it. They've said it even on Kill Tony, dude. It is true. A lot of beautiful women out there.
Have you ever played disc golf ever? Have you ever tried this?
I've honestly never played it. I really don't even know much about it. I only know about it because of the Godfather who lives out here in Vegas from WWF, and he's always playing disc
no
golf over
shit.
at Sunset Park. Yeah,
Oh, what?
He's always-
that's kinda
That's
cool. I didn't
fucking
know that.
wild.
he's always
Dude,
posting videos and just
If
like
we
playing
go
out
to
there.
Austin, you're gonna place. You
should try it, man.
I'm not
It's
gonna
honestly-
lie.
No, I'm
You're
down-
probably-
I'm down to try it.
You're
I've
probably
just-
initially gonna be bad.
I've
We'll
honestly
coach
never
you
known
up.
anyone who plays it. So
Yeah.
I mean, now you got two friends. Look at us, all here sitting here. You're gonna come play some disc golf with us. But you'll do if we go to Austin together. You're playing disc golf, but also like just a couple of. I haven't done this, and I've been meaning to do this in episode. A couple of quick shout outs. So. Janelle, thank you for the school.
It's just a
custom
cool
disc.
gift.
was
It
very
really was a cool gift. Very
we hit you on the
thoughtful.
socials
Thank you.
too. Very cool gift. Also, long time loyal sub, Mikey Clark. What's up,
Let's
buddy?
go.
The other shout out I did got cut out of the episode for reasons unrelated, but also shout out to you and everyone who's supporting and watching this.
And shout out to our
Shout out to
Patreon
you.
fans,
Yeah,
man. People
check out the
really, really
paywall
hooked us up,
content for
so.
less than a Starbucks. One Starbucks drink for the whole month. You're going to get 2 exclusive episodes, and we're going to bring collaborators back in. You might see Nico on the paywall shit too. Just saying.
well, July 1st, then tonight, July 1st, I'll be at Voodoo Brewery for the Chuckles and Turnbuckles.
Chuckles
tour.
and Turnbuckles.
Oh, they brought
Yes,
it back.
We love
okay,
that.
For a little
They're
while.
still
Okay,
doing
that's
it.
great. Yeah, we saw you there. That was
Yeah,
cool.
Who's
Marcus
the current
brought that.
reigning champ? Who has the belt?
Right now, it's Ray Earl.
Oh my God, Ray! We
Farrell
love
Matt, yeah,
Ray,
Ray's
dude.
great.
I
Yeah,
love
Ray
Ray.
Earl.
That's
Hell
so
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he's making that belt look good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of
I
jealous.
mean, if you're watching this
Ray
in the
Earl's great.
morning in Las Vegas, Nevada, come to Chuckles and Turnbuckles. Uncle Kyle might be
And it
there.
is a cool
we
little bar spot.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
a
dope.
great competition.
Yeah, cool drinks.
They have craft brews. It's a lot of fun. Cannot recommend it enough. So, Chuckles and Turnbuckles, absolutely.
What time is that again that night? Do we know the time?
She starts at 7:00, I believe.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And they have their own parking lot. I know that some of those areas down in the Art District are like a little yikes, or it has street parking. You have to pay the meter, but they have their own parking lot. So that is a nice little add-on.
Yep.
Comedy, craft brews, free parking. That's not on the street.
Anything else?
Anything
Got
else?
Wise guys you want to plug? Maybe do you go there?
Yeah, I'm always at Wise Guys every Tuesday for the open mic, and then Wednesdays possibly whenever I'm able to get on those ones, I'm always there.
Hell yeah. Wise Guys is a great club, honestly. Like, go check it out if you live here in Vegas or even out of town visiting. Wise Guys, can't recommend it enough. And they actually pull like really big acts too. They're actually like been really good with booking bigger and bigger acts, which is great. So great club. Awesome, man. Thanks again for fucking coming on, dude. It's been really
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for coming on, Nico.
Thank you
for
very much for
support.
having me on. Yeah.
We love it so much. We're gonna have you back. And then one little last plug at the end. We're doing some new shit. People, honestly, if you are somebody that watches the Magic streams and then watches the episodes, you're already gonna be familiar with Nico because he's gonna hang out while we crack these packs. And hopefully we pull something serialized. So if you guys are into that, that's just gonna be another thing. But yeah, dude. Oh shit.
Let's not damage the $430 magic pack. okay?
But anyways, yeah. Jesus Christ. Thank you for coming on, buddy. We're gonna have you. I am excited to see where you're going to go, man, because you have the right mindset, and we love that you're a part of our community.
Yeah, you really
and you
support
are
us,
now
that
a
means a lot.
natural. We're going to have to get you some of the
go,
custom threads
yeah.
and stuff. We might have to get you a little jersey and a hat. But yeah, we will do that in the future. But anyways, I'm rambling enough. I've been Uncle Kyle. That's Sweet Derek. This is our awesome guest, Nico. Check out him on his socials. Derek's going to put him up there, and we'll see you on the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much, Natty.
Peace, fools.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.